time. You're watching this Friday edition of the Tennessee Valley This Morning, 35 degrees, and we're excited about the weekend. We're excited about our guest today, Kim.
We are. We have Jason Gilbert from Gilbert Collision Center here with us, and I want to start out, Dan, by saying I've had some personal experience with Gilbert's Collision Center. A few months ago, my uncle came to town, and he was only supposed to be passing through to come and see me and my mom, and he had a little fender bender. And it ended up being a couple weeks stay because we had to get some parts in, but I am telling you, Jason made it the most seamless, easiest process, because my uncle he's an older man and he was pretty nervous about it. But you did such a good job, and I think he even sent you a thank you note.
He did. That was very kind.
And he just, he thinks the world of you guys.
Good guy, and I hope to see him again sometime, maybe on a different note.
Under different circumstances,
you know,
that's right.
We like to say, in case you accidentally need us.
I like that.
Nobody comes to hang out at the body shop, you know. But at this time of year, we get a lot of those in and out for the holidays. Went to the mall, somebody backed into my car, and the dreaded ice and snow, you know. But we will warn everybody. I think Sunday night, you said we might get a little more.
Yeah.
They ready to get busy, huh?
They lined them up after the last one there for a few days, and so everybody needs to be careful. I think we tend to want to get up and drive when go see it, or I don't know, for a reason we think we got to go to Walmart, or the best thing to do to stay away from me is to stay at home.
Yeah.
On days like that.
I first met Jason last year. My car was in his shop it was twice, about 6 weeks apart.
Fender benders?
Funny story. I was helping my son remodel his house over in the middle of the historic district. Parked my car behind his SUV, and middle of the day on a Saturday, he had to run to the hardware store to pick up some supplies. Jumped in the car, didn't look, bang.
Yeah, easy.
Driver's side, left front fender, just creamed it. So I take it to Jason. He fixes it like new. So 6 weeks later, sitting in the driveway, son's house, remodeling, needed something, gets in the car, backs up, didn't look, bang, same fender.
Same fender.
Oh,
Same fender.
wow.
Same type of accident. He felt so bad.
I bet he did.
It was so unusual, I had to laugh, and I had good insurance. But Jason did a great job.
Well, we try to make the claims process effortlessly. I mean,
what is the process?
Well, I mean, the first thing
the
first thing you need to do when you have an accident is call the police.
Call the police.
We run into at least a half a dozen times a week people coming in saying, so-and-so hit me and they want to pay cash for this, and then they realize that the average claim is $2,500.
Oh my.
Really?
So you're looking at your average parking lot dent at $300 to $400, and your average fender bender in the driveway at $1,000 to $1,500. And you know, I always like to tell people that every time you get sick, you use your health insurance, right?
Right.
And we know it goes up every quarter usually.
It does, yeah.
But auto insurance is the same way. And I mean, let's say that Dan's son wanted to pay for his fender out of his pocket and it cost him $1,200.
Right.
Unless he has 4 or 5 claims a year and he's speeding and reckless driving, 90% of the time his insurance isn't affected at all.
Yeah.
And even let's say it went up $100 a year, it would take him 12 to 15 years
That's true.
to retain the losses. And so,
Right.
so the first thing you need to do is call the police and have a report made, and then follow with the insurance company.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like doing it because it's a headache, and that's what we take a lot of pride in doing. That we try to make it effortlessly. That if you can get me insurance information, we can handle it from beginning to end, including setting you up with a rental car, and usually it's just a drop off, pick up the rental car, and I'll call you when it's done, and we'll swap back out. You know, your automobile being most of the time the second largest investment you'll ever make in your life. We like to think that we can return them perfectly to pre-accident condition, and by helping on that claim process, you know, it takes alleviates the pain just a little bit.
It was a painless process for me, and it happened twice. So,
Within 6 weeks, you're a what you would call a professional now.
I am. I've got lots of
We've
experience.
got some frequent flyers. Some friends with teenagers.
Teenagers? Oh, yeah.
I joke that I'm going to hand out free texting cards. The best thing ever
Oh,
happened to my
man.
business was the texting generation.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes.
A lot of fender benders
A
with
lot
that
of
out there.
them. A lot of them.
Oh, my.
Well, one thing I did notice though is Jason and his company made it such an easy procedure.
It doesn't
Because
have to be
I mean,
hard.
when you're dealing with insurance and all that, it can get kind of if you don't do it all the time, you're a professional at that.
Yes.
You do it all the time. You'll talk to the insurance company for us and everything. So it was just such a good situation.
Well, we deal with dozens of them every week.
Now, yeah, you know all about that.
One of the largest things that I try to inform the public about is, in the days of what we refer to as insurance wars, the commercialization of all the insurance companies, I know everybody viewing and in this room has seen them. They spend millions of dollars in doing that. They try to, when you turn in a claim, say, we would like for you to take it to here. And it's very necessary that you understand, being the second greatest investment that you ever make, that by federal and state law, it is your right to get your car repaired at any place you want to repair.
Okay, that's
we run
good to
into
know.
a lot of people that said, well, last time I was going to use you,
Right.
my insurance
Instead of go
company made me go
somewhere
here and I wasn't satisfied and all. We need to help the public realize that you need to make the decision. You need to be comfortable with who's repairing your car. Number one, that's your family's safety and the generation of airbags and new frame technologies. You want to make sure that these cars are getting returned to their pre-accident condition.
I was amazed at how the technology has changed in your business, Jason.
Oh, yeah.
Years ago, I hadn't had an accident, fortunately, in years and years and years. And back in the day, the body shop person would come out and look at the car and walk around. He had a pad and he'd
Right.
make notes and he'd kick the tires and shake the fender and say, well, I think it's going to cost this, this, and this. But I walked in, I think within 5 minutes you had me an estimate because it was all on computer. Everything is computerized.
Everything's computer generated now.
Yeah,
We have a database that's updated over the internet nightly with current pricing, labor availability, so it knows when I point and click, hopefully exactly how many dollars and cents. Now, of course, when you come in for a preliminary estimate, when we get the car apart, there might be more. But we like to, instead of writing estimates, if you could get the insurance information up front, go ahead and have your claim and a claim number when you hit the door.
Right.
We can go ahead and get you that day set up in a rental car, drop the vehicle off, and disassemble the car.
That's great.
That way we don't have time with what we call supplement estimates, which is unforeseen or hidden damage.
Sure.
Right.
There's if I get you in then and I wrote an estimate and I got your parts ready, now when I get it apart, I got to order more parts and wait on the insurance again. We're almost doubling our workload there.
Right.
It makes it a lot smoother if we can just go ahead and get it all at one time. But the technology thing is the key.
Yeah.
I mean, we're constantly sending people to our car classes, refinish technology classes, ASC classes. One of the biggest additions to my business in the last year is we've gone with a waterborne technology. Of course, in an age where we're lowering our carbon footprint across the globe, the automobile manufacturers have been using waterborne technology for years, and simply put, it's a latex base coat.
Okay.
And if you've ever seen cars in the past that run around after they were refinished and the color match just wasn't quite right, we were trying to match these high-tech waterborne solvents that the factory were using, with solvent-based technology,
I see, and it wouldn't work.
And so we've gone to that in the last year and a half, and I'm telling you, not only does it make my life easier, but it makes your car look better.
Right.
And it also reduces the emissions in my facility 80%.
Oh, wow.
So
that's
this is what we
great.
talk about when we talk about the body shops going green.
Yes, that is exactly what it is.
Yeah, you've gone green.
The majority of the VOCs, the volatile organic compounds that we emit, are through the colors because they have the heavy metals and the pearls and and the micas and the dyes in them. And waterborne has zero. And I mean, it's really, and a lot of people, are choosing facilities simply because of that carbon footprint. Within the next few years, it'll be across the board mandatory. California's already that way, and they tend to lead the country in the EPA laws and stuff like that.
That's interesting.
That's great. What type of actual services does Gilbert Collision offer? What services do they need to go somewhere else for?
We don't do any mechanical outside of the accident. In other words, if you have an accident, we'll take it from front to back, and we'll repair the entire vehicle. But we don't do oil changes and brake jobs and stuff like that. But we are qualified to fully service airbag systems, frame and body technicians that are up to date on technology monthly. We'll take the car from very front to the very finish of any accident.
The days of the shade tree mechanic are just about over, aren't they, Jason?
Gone.
Really, your
What is
car,
a shade tree mechanic?
Well, when I was a
At
kid,
their home or
we'd,
whatever, work
we'd
out
pull
their
the car up under the shade tree, raise the hood, and we'd overhaul our engine, you know.
Okay.
You can't do that today unless you're an absolute genius at computerization. Because really, the cars today are rolling computers, aren't they, basically?
Yes, sir, they are. I carry around a little scan tool, they call it.
Yeah.
It's about $7,000 to $8,000 worth of technology in the palm of my hand. And anytime your check engine light, and this is the way any of the local automotive industry does it too, mechanics, you plug it into the car, turn the car on, and it tells you what's wrong with it pretty much.
It talks to you.
It talks to you. And I mean, the technology is so advanced, and I mean, they're keying these in designing these vehicles to keep the occupants safe.
Right.
And in doing so, the repair bill seems to be a little higher. You think, well, the average fender bender is $2,500. Yeah, but see this, these cars have these crush zones, and they're designed to fold, and they're designed to keep you safe. And that's exactly what they're doing. One major thing that I always tell people too is the first technology that the airbag systems had went off every time you had an accident up to whatever the sensors were set. Well, people were getting hurt. They were getting their faces, necks broke, and now that technology's come such a long way in front airbag systems, side, that they even have ankle and knee airbags.
Wow.
But none of them will be deployed in an accident if you do not have that seat belt on.
Oh, is that right?
Because that airbag is designed to know that you're sitting there with a belt on, and that you're only coming out so far. And so that way, if the airbag goes off and you don't have a seat belt on, it could do more damage sometimes than it would good.
Yeah, I've
so
heard of that.
keep that seat belt on
That
tight.
seat belt on, that's
Keep it
right.
on tight.
Well, where are you located?
We're at 910 Starview Drive. That's where the old Starview Theater used to be, right behind the CVS Pharmacy there on Keith, and right next door to the Habitat for Humanity.
Okay.
Easy to find.
Easy to find in case you accidentally need it.
Accidentally need them. That's a great slogan.
I like that.
And you're open Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5 the door's open. We do have very early drop-offs if you need it.
Yeah.
And free estimates, just willing and for anyone to come by and let me look at your car and give you a free estimate on it. And like I said, we'll try to make it painless as possible as far as handling any insurance claim that you have.
Well, it looks like your business may go up if this weather continues like they forecast. So
Well,
I hope everybody's safe out there.
one man, what did they say? One man's misfortunes, another man, my kids got to eat too.
There you go.
But
Well, you've got two customers sitting right here.
Yeah, we can.
one last thing I do want to make you aware of is we do give a lifetime warranty on anything we touch, craftsmanship wise. We take a lot of pride in what we do.
Yeah.
And the days of how much can you spot this in for? They're over. I mean, you really, really need to pay attention to who's touching that automobile. We got bumper covers now that we can't even repaint anymore because there's backup sensors inside of them instead of on the back of them. And if you get somebody painting on your car that doesn't know the new technology and stuff, they can mess with the technology of a new vehicle right away, and it could affect the safety.
Yeah. Well, it's important to know who you're dealing with, and I don't know, Kim's the same way, I'm sure. I like to deal local.
I do.
When I'm dealing with
do.
somebody. Build a relationship, know who they are, they know you, and they know what your needs are. And
they make you feel like the first time I walked in with my uncle made us feel like family. And I'm not just saying that, you really did.
And plus the money you spend, the taxes that you spend stay in Bradley County and in Cleveland, and they support your schools and your roads, and that's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
They do.
If you spend it in another county, that's not the case. So let's support the home team. What do you
The
say?
Gilbert family's been serving Cleveland, I think, since 1960. And we take a lot of pride in what we do, and we also take a lot of pride in giving back to our local
you know, and the Gilbert family is involved in a little bit of everything from fence companies to donuts and bake shops and
Batteries,
collisions.
yeah. Oh, wow. Just
Construction now.
everything. Okay.
So yeah, they're trying to
Good
they're trying
folks.
to wrap up the industry here.